States.
China was coming to the table with multiples of purchases there, and frankly had agreed to and then backtracked on those. So I think we'll regain this market once we get a trade deal that's fair and free, just like President Trump has promised.
President Trump sits down with Fox News' Steve Hilton to discuss the prospect of investigating former Vice President and current 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden.
Don't you think that should be investigated, that financial connection? The Chinese government putting billions of dollars into Biden family business.
100%. It's a disgrace. And then he says China is not a competitor of ours. China is a massive competitor of ours. They want to take over the world.
So far, no comment from Biden on Trump's statements. This is USA Radio News.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Arison. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
The Standard Achievement Test, or SAT, is adding something new. USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes reports.
The group overseeing the SAT will begin using what's called an adversity score, which it says will reflect the social and economic background of each student taking the test.
What this tool allows us to see is there is so much more talent out there than a test score reveals alone.
That's CEO of the College Board, David Coleman, speaking to NBC News. The adversity score will use 15 factors, including the crime rate and poverty level of the student's neighborhood. Colleges and universities will be able to see the scores while reviewing applications. 50 colleges used that adversity score in a test run last year, and they plan to expand the program to 150 schools this year.
Missouri lawmakers approved the measure banning abortions after 8 weeks of pregnancy. Republican Governor Mike Parsons is expected to sign the bill. And a final look at your numbers on Wall Street. The Dow closed down by 100 points. This is USA Radio News.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines. 800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
2020 Trump campaign senior advisor Laura Trump says the president's new proposals on immigration set to give legal immigrants the best chance possible to succeed in America.
The president has been talking about fixing our broken immigration system for so long. And I think the whole point of what he's saying is we want to give people coming into our country, we want to give legal immigrants the best chance possible. It's good for our country to have people who are skilled workers or have certain education that will benefit our country. But for them, too, why would we want people to come here when they're not sure if they can succeed? Taxes already are over tax system here when it comes to our welfare system and that sort of thing. But let's give these people the best chance possible to succeed in our own country.
And regarding a merit-based system, Trump tells Fox News we would be doing what many other countries are already doing.
Listen, there are so many countries around the world that use a merit-based system to allow immigrants to come in their countries. Australia, Canada, who are two of our very close allies, for example, use a merit-based system, and it works very well for them. So obviously Nancy's not going to like it, but we hope to see something happen here. If not now, then after the 2020 election.
Backyard chickens are being linked to an outbreak of salmonella. At least 52 people have fallen ill in 21 states, of which the CDC says a quarter of those are under the age of 5. No deaths have been reported, but at least 5 people have been hospitalized. Check us out on Facebook at USA Radio. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
It's 8:05. She's crude, often misconstrued, and is actually a dude. Welcome to Life's a Drag. Say hi to New Hampshire's 2018 Entertainer of the Year. Your hostess with the mostest, Monique Too Soon.
Hi, you are listening to Life's a Drag. My name is Monique Too Soon, and I am joined by some very special people tonight. Right now, I have my two fabulous co-hosts, Caitlin Sawinski and Patricia Hurley. And I am also here joined by my favorite border hopper, Julio, a.k.a. Nicole de La Fontaine.
Oh, no.
How was everyone's weeks?
Good. Mine was pretty boring.
Long.
Yeah. I didn't do anything exciting.
You did get yourself ready for Farmers Only, though.
That's true. I had an IUD put in. Thank you for thank you for bringing it up.
Well, you know, I did.
And
all your fans want to know.
My OBGYN actually asked me, she's like, I thought you just broke up with someone. I thought you weren't, getting any. And I said, no, I said, I'm trying to put good vibes out there that I'm open for business.
And guys can just smell the IUD a mile away. It's just something they sense. Like, oh, she can't get pregnant. Follow her home.
Here's hoping.
Oh, my God. That would be amazing if they actually did have, like, a trail.
Can you imagine?
Like, you have, like, a basset hound and the chasing you
Well, it's
around.
like pheromones, right? Maybe they have some pheromones, which I highly doubt.
Oh, pheromones.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pheromones, how was your week, Caitlin?
It was long, uneventful.
Talking to the microphone.
The huge. I am. It keeps moving up on me.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Don't blame the mic.
Yeah. blame the klutz operator. Did you fall this week?
No, thankfully.
I feel like I haven't seen you at work all week.
No.
Like only for like a couple of hours.
I worked mostly mornings this week.
Yeah, I'm not awake in the morning usually. I'm not usually alive until like 7 p.m.
Yep, then we're up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah, pretty much.
The usual.
What about you, Mr. Julio? How was your week?
Too long. I couldn't wait for Friday.
Oh,
you can now.
Now you're good.
Now you're good.
Now I'm good.
Pretend the microphone looks delicious, but you can't put it in your mouth because it's too hot.
Okie dokie. Yes.
Yeah. So you were sick for a good amount of time, and now you're better.
I'm feeling better.
You no longer have the Ebola.
No.
That's good.
Wow.
I brought it from where.
Yeah. We're not going to say those names on the microphone.
How did you get through customs?
Well, he didn't have to go through customs. He took the ocean road.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He went by way of Castaways.
Yeah.
Did you see Tom Hanks and Wilson out there?
I did saw Wilson.
Nice.
Oh, I love Wilson.
I do too.
Sometimes I just love to hit him.
I don't think
a
you
nice
even have to be stranded on a desert island to make up a friend like that. I think people do that
You
all the
just have to
time.
be 5 months single with an IUD.
Right? I mean, I'm totally not talking about myself, but
Oh, imaginary boyfriends. They're almost as good as battery operated
whatever.
boyfriends.
Almost.
So, did everyone watch Drag Race? I know you probably just watched a commercial.
I saw who got kicked off and stuff.
So I would take that as a no.
I didn't.
Okay, so Julio hasn't watched it, but he
I
doesn't
did.
care. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's the last episode before the reunion and then the big finale in 2 weeks. And I've got to say, I did not like the way they made Evie look like a winner. Like, I thought she did really good in this challenge, but I think they almost made other people look bad to make her look better.
I thought that they edited it strange because they really didn't play a giant portion of Evie's rap.
Right.
It was very quick.
And Silky's was too. Silky's was like 6 seconds, but they completely showed all of Vanjie. They completely showed all of Akira. They completely showed all of Brooklyn. And maybe they did that because they wanted to show the chances where those people fell out of character, where they didn't want to showcase the other two falling out of character at some point.
Maybe.
So maybe that could have been used to their advantage too, and that's why they only had short clips.
On face value, meaning what I saw on the TV, I think that they made the right decision about who was in the bottom two. But I also firmly believe if Silky had gone home when she should have gone home, like the past 2 weeks, she should have been kicked out.
We would have
a whole different race going on right now, and it would have been very different.
Yeah.
But on face value, I do think that Brooklyn and Vanjie should have been in the bottom two. I was so sad to see Vanjie go.
Mm-hmm.
I was really sad to see her go, but she's landed in the bottom so many times this season that it was almost just like time. Like, just, all right, you're done, girl. Like, you did good. You came back. You became a sensation on the internet because of walking backwards and saying Vanjie. I mean,
I know.
like,
She has more, by hundreds of thousands, more followers than Brooklyn.
oh, well, her and Brooklyn are still dating. It's
I know.
all over
I
Instagram.
saw their pictures. I was so happy.
I think they call themselves Vanjie.
Mm-hmm. Brangie.
Brangie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, so stupid. I love it.
I totally want a fake name like that when I get a boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
My name
Me
has to be
too.
first, though. So it's like Pat, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Based off of last night's episode, they're definitely editing it for Evie at this point. I think, in my eyes, I'm still Team Brooklyn all the way to the end, but I think that they purposely edited it last night to make it look like they wanted Vanjie to win, or not Vanjie, Evie, which means that she's going to win because they always do that at the end. They always edit someone so much stronger than the others.
I just don't think she's, even out of the top four, I don't think she's the strongest one out of the four.
No, but she's going to win. She's going to. I think that if we were basing it off of the run of the whole season, it should be Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No matter out of anybody. Brooklyn had the best reputation. She had, she's probably one of the more memorable aside from Silky, but Silky's memorable because she's
a jerk.
Giant turd.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
She had
stand
like
her.
this come to Jesus moment in the in the show,
yeah.
and in the second to last show, and then in last night's, and she was talking about how thankful she was to be there and how she's just letting bygones be bygones, and she's the only one that created her drama, so I don't know what bygone she's letting go.
Yeah. And I just don't think Akira is even really strong enough to be in the top four.
I don't think she has enough personality to be honest.
No, I think Nina West should be in the top four
Mm-hmm.
over Akira and Silky, 100%.
Absolutely.
I even think Vanjie should be bought back in. Silky and Akira should be gone.
I would love to watch that. I would love
Yeah.
those top four.
Yeah, that would be like a really. But of course, RuPaul made her decisions and sent home people who should have never gone home at their times.
I mean, they even made fun of Silky's performance in the Lip Sync for Your Life last night. Like, they were talking about how she just throws herself around and throws her wig around, and she somehow stayed.
Yeah, and Nina actually tried to dance. I mean, it was so white girl. It was amazing.
Oh, she can't dance.
But, she can't dance. But
So it
you know
was
what?
like you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can't dance. You just throw yourself around.
Well, she wasn't that bad, Julio.
I've never ever tried to do a dance number. Okay, you can't hold it against me.
I know, and you know who else knows that? Salt and Pepper.
2 times. Twice you get pulled up on stage to What a Man. What can I say? I'm What a Man. What a woe man tonight.
Whoa, man.
Whoa, man. So there are still tickets for Pride available, and they are on sale at www.moniquetoosoon.com. And I highly recommend you get your tickets soon because the VIPs are getting very, very low, which is amazing to me. I love the VIP tickets because I'm putting my heart and soul into the VIP giveaways.
It's gonna
Like,
be amazing.
I'm literally like spending so much time coming together with these kits that I want to just give everyone that bought a VIP ticket.
Yeah, you are showering people with love.
I am.
Which is unusual for you.
I know. Well, no, I'm a good person. I can just.
Oh, that's right. I meant to me, towards me,
No,
not everybody else.
I can definitely be a super B, and I am in a B mood tonight. I definitely am exhausted. It's been such a long week for me. I am so exhausted. I'm so tired. I just want to lay on this microphone.
Yeah, maybe no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, so but the Pride tickets are going fast. There are less than half of half left. That's all how do I say that? A quarter of the tickets are left.
Wow.
And VIP tickets are lower than a quarter. There's probably like 10, maybe 12 of those left.
That's fantastic. I'm so excited.
And we have a special guest.
Yeah, all the way from Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
Miss Jessica Wild,
Mhm.
who we've had up here a couple of times, and she doesn't know what I'm saying half the time, which is great.
True.
No, you know what's so funny is like the first time I met her, I loved her because she was so funny on the show, but I can't get that stupid I love this drink out of my head. And I literally must have said it to her 100 times. And she was probably like, this woman is so annoying. And then we saw her again in Worcester for when Manila Luzon was in Worcester.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to hang out with her all night. And she was just so funny. And I don't think she understood me, but I understood her.
So you just laughed. She thought you were crazy.
Yeah, and I kept telling her like Echapalante, I love this drink, but she never said Echapalante. That was someone else.
That was Yara Sofia.
Really funny how someone can have just say something in a show and that's their slang.
Mm-hmm.
And
Vanjie.
I'm sure people said it to
Vanjie.
her. I love this drink or whatever 100 million times.
Oh, I'm sure they're still saying it to her. Like she's still like that was probably the most famous thing she ever did on that show.
Yeah,
right, and it's what
I
made
think
her
she went
famous. So
home
she
that
has.
night.
Every time I tag her on something, is hashtag I love this drink. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we also have Chastity Marie from Cincinnati, who is gorgeous, and I think she's actually probably coming in a night early and doing the radio show. I'm going to try and see if Jessica wants to come in a night early too, and possibly do like a radio show here too.
That would be so much
She
fun.
would love it.
Yeah,
I
I
know
would.
that.
I mean, you'll have to come in as well and be a translator.
Of course. Or at least try.
We're going to do some translations later for Fatty's Farmers Only profile. We want people to think she's bilingual. So we're going to put some Spanish quotes in there. And we'll go over those in a little bit because I want to definitely do that later. But I also want to just remind you, www.moniquetoosoon.com, get your tickets, and please get VIP if you want the extra because it is going to be so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so extra.
It is, and you get to hug Patty, Kaylee.
Oh, yeah.
She has VIP.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she requested to sit on your lap.
I thought that was so nice.
I know, she's so cute.
Mhm.
She was at our last Martha show.
Oh, really?
Yep, she had a blast.
Of course.
We just had a show at the Pasta Left on Saturday where you were there. You were my designated driver and my makeup artist.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
double duty.
I know, but you know what? I looked sickening. I looked amazing thanks to Julio.
Oh, thank you.
I still need to find someone who will do my makeup at Pride. So I want to have at least some loud makeup on.
Yeah, we have so many people.
We can work on that.
Yeah, we'll probably get
You'll
Tim
have to talk
come
to me
and
the
do
whole
it.
time since I love your voice. You'll have to be like,
Why do you love his voice? Is it the
I don't
I'll
know.
speak in Spanish for you.
Oh, God. That's it. I'm done.
Ooh, someone's showing off their car. Oh, it's a truck.
Oh.
I was like, that straight guy's got little problems.
Yeah. It's a really big truck, too. So he's overcompensating for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Life's a Drag. I am here with Patty Mullaney.
Or Hurley.
Or Hurley, whatever she's
Whatever.
going by this week. And Caitlin Swinsky and my border hopper friend, Julio, a.k.a. Nicole De La Fontaine, who is part of the Pride Show.
Hello.
Yeah, so let's talk about Julio for a few minutes. Oh, wait, actually, let's come back to Julio. Let's talk about this week in television.
So close.
I know, so close.
Right.
One more minute. So this week I literally watched so much stuff, and I need to see if we have some common ground. Has anybody watched Dead to Me?
Yes.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Was it not outstanding?
I thought it was a good show. I'm not blown away by it.
Oh, I thought it was outstanding, and I loved it.
I love
I liked
Christina
it.
Applegate's character.
I love Christina Applegate in general, so
Oh.
anything she does is solid
I love
to me.
her character. I love how just
Upset
smart ass
she
she is.
is.
Smart donkey she is, and how like.
That was a good save.
Thank you. I think I got the A part out, but the rest I recovered. I just loved how snotty she was, and just
Does she remind you of me?
no, she actually reminded me a little bit of me when I'm in my mood.
So every week for the past 3 months,
Pretty much
except this week.
every week for the past 43 years.
So I watched that. We watched Pet Cemetery 2 this week. Did anyone see that?
No.
So
no
I'm gonna
interest.
go out on a limb and just say, don't even waste your time. Like the first hour of it was so freaking boring. I wanted to rip my eyelids off. But the last like 20 minutes, watch, because it was really interesting in the last 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
But the whole first hour was like, is this movie for real? Like, it's so boring.
I have a hard time with sequels in general, but a Stephen King movie is so hard to do. And it's
Yeah.
20 years later. The first
Well,
Pet Cemetery.
This is a remake.
Right, but the real first Pet Cemetery was borderline good because of the special effects back then were barely nothing, so we weren't expecting much.
Yeah.
The second one was horrid, but this remake, I never really had any interest. They made the character a girl.
They said this one plays more according to the book than the first one.
I don't think the book traveled that far from the first one. 'Cause I won't see a movie until I read the book.
Yeah, so supposedly this one has more of a the book end.
Really?
Yeah, so the ending is definitely different in this one, and obviously they changed the girl to the boy. The girl's way creepier.
I think that's creepier.
Yeah, she's way creepier, but the cat is creepier, but the cat is also creepy, dirty, cute. Like, so when you look at the cat, like, I hate cats, I'm so allergic and I'm not a big fan, but he's kind of cute after he comes back to life.
The only cat is a dead cat.
But he's so mangy, it reminds me of Snuggie. Like, he had so many mats, and I'm like...
Snuggie's not mangy. She just can't reach that part of her back to clean it.
So she has 12 knots.
No, she doesn't. She's got like 4. She just can't reach it. You should see her try, though. It's the cutest thing ever.
I've seen her on her back not be able to get up and just give up. When she rolls over and she can't fix it.
Sometimes you just have to give up.
And she just
Like,
lays there.
This is where I live now.
She waits for the other cat to rub up against her and knock her back on her feet again. Poor Snuggie. Also, so I watched that. I watched so many different things this week. I watched all of The Act last week.
I loved that.
It was so good.
That was so I was thinking of the you were just talking about the guy or the boyfriend
From The Act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how he was at the fast food restaurant and that's the first time he got arrested.
What?
When were you talking about this?
Right? When was I talking about this?
It must have been before the show started.
What?
But the first time the boy got arrested, he was in a fast food restaurant in public.
I don't remember this conversation.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
What are you talking about?
Are you sure you didn't talk about it at work?
No.
Did you dream about this?
I don't know. I didn't know the guy was arrested at McDonald's.
Yeah, the boyfriend before, like he had gotten arrested before.
Oh,
He
so
met
this was a
Gypsy.
second offense.
Yes, and that's
Okay.
why he got life.
Yeah, so if you don't know what The Act is, it's a show about this real life story about Gypsy Rose. And this mother pretty much tells her daughter that she's dying and she's sick and she can't walk. And
Oh, that's the movie.
yeah, so this is, well, it's a TV
Oh,
show.
okay.
It's a series.
Is it a series? Okay.
It's like, I think it was like 10 episodes. I could
Yeah.
not stop watching them though.
What channel?
So they do tell this, like, it's on
I
Hulu.
watched it on Hulu. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so they just tell you this whole story, but I watched the real life story again because I was like, I just
Oh,
got to
the
see this, and
documentary?
it's so accurate. But the thing is Gypsy Rose she never told a lot about how she was raised. So I think a lot of The Act is an act. Like, they don't really know exactly how things went down.
Yes, yep.
Because Gypsy Rose says in the real life documentary that she's like, I haven't even told the lawyers the whole truth. So she clearly isn't telling everything.
Or maybe she's telling it in bits, and by this time they maybe pumped her for information, so she made it sound worse than it was. So
Yeah, and maybe she's holding back because she knows she's going to get out of jail someday, and she
Mm-hmm.
wants to tell the story.
you make
in
some
its
money off of it.
entirety. Right.
Well, Munchausen by proxy is a really sick, sad disease,
I
and
know. I'm always telling you you're sick.
they do horrible things to the children.
Yeah.
So, you never know how bad it actually was.
Yeah, in the movie, it's horrible that she's pretending she's sick, but she does actually legitimately seem to love her.
Yes.
Like, she loves her, but I think she's making her sick because she doesn't want her to leave her. But she's not, like, giving her the flu or anything.
Right. And I feel like Gypsy had opportunities to leave.
She did.
And she chose not to. She
But
kinda
she was a
defended her
kid,
mom.
right?
She was like 8. She was up to 21 before this
I
all
think
went
she
down.
was 23 when it happened.
And she
or
knew
something
after she
like
turned
that.
18 because the doctors tried to get her out of
Yep.
away from her mom, telling her that she's not really sick. And they're like, just tell me if you want to get out because we'll help you. And she just pretty much keeps faking that she can't walk. And
Mhm.
late at night, she's walking around her house and she's on the computer
Well,
on Facebook. And
Maybe she has what is it called that when you're kidnapped and for your captors hold you for years, and then you start to be a part of the family, and then you have opportunities to run away.
like
What is that? What is that word?
Caitlin Slowinski.
It's like all I can think of is Munchausen, which is not it. there's some type of syndrome. Okay,
Diabetes.
When you're diabetic and you feel for your captors and you start defending them and you choose not to run
Your
away.
blood sugar gets low, so you pretend to like them.
I think that's cirrhosis, actually.
Oh, that's what you have.
Or psoriasis, either one. It's my liver or my skin. Who knows?
It's both.
My liver just hasn't been diagnosed yet.
we have talked about your liver on here and how we can see it through your skin. Because you're translucent.
I'm getting a little bit tanner, right? I've been getting sun. I've been walking on trails and everything. I've been getting a lot of vitamin D.
Did anyone show up at the trail?
No, no. I actually didn't go to the place I said I was going to go to. I went to a different one. So, because whenever that person commented, like, be safe on the trail, and I know that they were being nice about it, but I was reading it with the tone like, be safe on the trails. Wah, wah,
Yeah,
wah.
that guy's definitely gay. And
I was okay. Well,
not
whatever.
Follow you in the woods.
And I
if
was
he
like,
just wants
maybe
an
I
autograph.
shouldn't be announcing where I'm going to be going for a trail walk by myself. Like, I really have to learn to be smarter than that.
Yeah, we'll make sure
I'm
we don't
very
put that
young
in your
though, so that's
farmers
probably
only.
why.
Yeah.
I'm very young. I have a lot to learn.
It's true.
Radio silence.
Well, you just kept talking about how young you were, and I was just counting all the rings on your.
The rings on my forehead.
I was like, there's definitely 53 of them.
742, 743.
Divided by 6. I had to do the math. So back to Nicole now. Now we're going to talk to you for real, though.
Oh.
All right. So I met Julio, a.k.a. Nicole De La Fontaine, at the 313. Did we meet at the 313?
Yes.
My God. The 313 is this club that we all used to work at that closed, God, like 5 years ago now at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so we all like just became friends. And I was the host of this show for like 10 years. So I got to work with so many drag queens, but the ones that really stuck by my side and were like really close with me were like Julio and a couple of other drag queens. Some I'm not friends with anymore because they're mean, or I was mean.
Either one.
Well, first off, they started it. And then my alcohol finished it.
Exactly.
My alcohol likes to finish the
Your
story.
your alcohol likes to put a period at the end of the sentence.
Not as much lately, although I will say at the Pasta Loft this past week, I got in that mood and I was like, sit down at the bar and don't talk.
Yeah, sit down at the bar, drink water, and leave
I was
everybody
in that
alone.
mood. I was in that mood this week. I, you know what it is? I think I'm just so exhausted from the past like 3 weeks.
I feel
I
like
need
if
a
you had
break.
drinks right now, we would end the radio show that way.
No, I think if I had a drink right now, I'd actually loosen up and be happy. Like wake up a little bit because the sugar would hit me, and that's what I need. Is I need sugar.
Oh.
It's my diabetes.
Mhm.
So yeah, we met at the 313. Immediately became friends, and we've been friends for like, God, like at least 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, I think like 10 years.
Yeah.
Already.
I think it has to be more than that if you
Probably
hosted
more,
the
yeah.
313 show for 10 years.
He wasn't around the first year though, or he might have been, but not really.
Yes.
Like you didn't start doing shows for like a year or two after I was there. Were you ever on the small tiny corner stage?
No.
Yeah, and that stage was there for like a year or two, and then they built it a little bit bigger, and it had a stairway going down it, and then they built the big stage that was there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so we met there, and we formed this group called the New Hampshire Plastics, which was us being mean. Essentially, we were like the plastics for Mean Girls.
Yes.
And 2 of those people are no longer with us. One of them just moved, and the other one got on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other one got on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I was gonna say, you were-
is no longer a plastic.
You
because-
just said that they were no longer with us.
well, they aren't. We don't talk to them anymore. They don't talk to us. So bye.
Bye.
So we're looking to fill 2 positions.
So you girls out there,
if you have talented and grace, and you look like a woman, so you're out, Patty. Yeah, so
but that was amazing at the same time. If you remember the first night, there was such
It was
a
packed
long line
to get in.
in the club. That was amazing.
because it was so amazing that we were doing something completely different, because we had done drag at this club forever, but never had we done like the group number and
the themes for everything.
yeah, and we were all so put together.
Yes.
Did you do drag before the 313?
Oh yes, I've been doing drag for 20 years already.
How old were you when you started?
18.
Oh.
So you're 38.
Yes, I'm gonna turn 39 this year.
You old woman.
Mhm.
I'm turning 37 next month.
So
Patty doesn't feel bad for us because she
No.
turned 53 this week.
I was 43 last September.
Oh my God, 43.
Mhm. I love it. The
I'll
40s
get
are
there.
great. 40s are great.
I'll get there soon.
You'll
Yeah.
love your 40s.
I can't wait. I can't wait till I'm 50 and retired and living in Australia.
I mean, they call me daddy now, so
Can you
it's okay
imagine
with
what they're
me.
going to call you in your 40s? Mhm.
Grandpa Julio.
That's right.
Gramps.
Grampy Gramp.
Gramps. What's Mexican grandpa?
Abuelo.
Oh,
abuelo.
We hang out too much
Julio's not Mexican. I just call him Mexican because,
because you're a jerk.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He's Puerto Rican.
So when were you here when you started drag, or were you when
No,
did
I started in Puerto Rico?
in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
And when did you come to the U.S. of A?
I think it was in
Legally?
2007.
Mm-hmm.
2007, I think it was the year that I came here. I just came to bring my godson here because he spent vacations in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
And then I flew here and I love it. Then I say,
Oh, good.
like, okay.
Did you come to? Is it this area that you?
Manchester.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously you found the 313 from it being
True.
coming to Manchester. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love clubbing and all that. I think I'm gonna be the same person until I pass. And so, like, as soon as I got here, I asked one of my cousins who is a lesbian, and
A lesbian?
yes, a lesbian. I mean, I have in my family. There's tons of lesbian and gay people, so it's really
So you weren't
nice.
afraid to come out,
No,
basically.
not at all.
Okay. All right.
So I asked her, I was like, you need to take me clubbing here because I never, went anywhere in the States the other times that I was around. So it's like, I need to go clubbing. And she took me to the 3. And actually the first drag queen that I saw here was Monique.
Oh, what
Oh,
a bad first
sorry.
experience.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Right.
I'm
But you
surprised you,
still did
stayed. Back then, I was an ugly hot mess, too.
Back then?
Well, this
Ew, this is awkward.
Really?
Go ahead.
well, and I saw her and I was like, oh, I can save her.
Well, you know what?
I
She's
can
pretty
save her.
amazing on stage. I do have to give her that. No, maybe not towards the end of the night, but she's pretty amazing on stage. I'll give her that much.
And
Is there a big difference between drag in Puerto Rico and drag?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like
Yes.
what?
Yes, it's just like in Puerto Rico, they are more like
sweaty.
pageant. No, it's true. I have to give you that. Nobody wants to do drag in summer over there. Nobody. But it's just like in Puerto Rico, it's more about like being pretty. I feel here it's more people have like different styles. And you learn how to appreciate all that because it's at the end of the day, it's art. But in Puerto Rico, it's more, they are amazing. I have to say, not because it's my country, not because I know most of the queens over there, but they put so much effort in everything. They don't care if they are gonna get paid $50 only for the show, but they will spend a nice, I don't know, $500, $600 in their outfits and stuff. So
Would you say that not altogether, but would you say that there's more passion for it down there, or is it?
I feel
Is that why?
It's I don't know how to explain it.
It's just a different kind of passion.
It's just a
I
different.
think everywhere you go, it's
yeah,
different.
Yeah,
Even in Boston, the queens are different
Yeah.
than they are in New Hampshire. And
Yes.
they're more accepting of less than we are in New Hampshire, I feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel so,
all you have to do is look at Facebook on New Hampshire news posts to see that New Hampshire has a long way to go as far as tolerance is concerned.
Yeah.
And also Drag
And
Race
that's all.
has changed the drag community a lot. They are putting more effort on how they look, but at the same time, I feel that there's a misconception about drag. They feel that from day one they have to look stunning, and that's not how it is. You go little by little and you grow
Yep.
into your own look into everything that you love, and one day you will become everything that you wanted to
You'll be the
in
complete
drag.
package. Yep.
Yeah.
I always tell people when they ask me, like, how do I get started in drag? I'm like, perfect one thing at a time. Don't try and come into it running because you're gonna fall. I'm like, just perfect one thing. And I'm like, and you better look good first.
Yes.
And I'm speaking from an audience member's perspective. I know that I appreciate the performance more than I do the actual look. I think maybe drag queens look at each other's makeup and say like, oh, this is missing, or you should have done this, or your makeup's off tonight, you know. But when as the audience, which I know most of the drag queens I know are really there for the audience and to make them laugh and make them clap and, you know, have them enjoy themselves.
Because
And
that's the whole purpose.
yeah. And that's what I notice more is how much someone's really enjoying themselves. And I think it makes them 10 times a better drag queen than someone who maybe is a bit more polished but just doesn't put anything into their performance.
But one thing with that, though, if somebody, like you come to my shows, I don't hire anyone that's less than good. And if you went to a drag show and you saw some of the drag queens that are just starting out, you probably would be focusing on their makeup a little bit because they're barely wearing it.
Oh,
you would probably.
I'm just spoiled because I've been around.
Yeah,
that.
you've been exposed to, you know, because all the shows I do, I hire people. Like, I'm not filling space. I'm hiring drag queens to come and entertain. And if you go to a place where they do have filler and they are just every single day of the week and this and that, you're going to come across makeup where you're like, ooh, where you can't even watch the performance because the makeup is so bad.
Well, at the same time, you have to remember you cannot be cocky when it comes to that, because you have to recognize that you have to get to certain place in order to get booked and in order to get paid, because at the same time you are doing a work for people.
Yeah.
So you have to present a good show, especially if people is paying for that.
Absolutely. So I want to go off of drag for just a quick minute. So you actually were living in Puerto Rico during the most recent hurricane that wiped out the island.
Yes.
And I feel like there is such a strong connection to this story. Like, I want you to tell like, maybe chop it up a little bit, but tell us about your experience living through this massive, destroying hurricane.
Oh my God. So this part is a little harsh because it was horrible. It was horrible. At the time I was working at a hospital.
Were you doing gallbladder removals? Or breast implants?
Breast implants.
Can we talk later?
The kind where they were smuggling drugs in them? Or the real ones? Were they cocaine boobs?
They were cocaine boobs.
Oh, I love cocaine boobs.
Don't tell anyone. So yeah, but it was really hard. It was really horrible for the people that was there. They can tell you how long were the lines to get gas. It was like super long. And then if you were one of the last ones at the point that you got to the gas station, they will tell you there's no more gas and you have to wait till tomorrow. So, and I was without electricity for 6 months, without potable water for 4 months. My mom just got her ceiling fixed because most of the people that went there from the States to help, which was amazing, but the help that we got was not enough. Was not enough. And Puerto Rico has this law that everything that comes from another countries has to come here first, and then the ships will go to Puerto Rico. So that was like the most horrible things, because all the help that people were sending from everywhere in the world
was just getting tied up.
Getting tied up here.
So,
and that's because it's a territory.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it honestly, it was horrible to see so many kids and to see so many older people going through that, because at my age I can deal with it. And even like that, I was crying every single day on my way to work because I couldn't believe everything that I saw. I never seen my island the way that I saw it. So it was honestly horrible.
You sent us so many pictures and it was destroyed. Trees everywhere. There were barely any trees left.
No, not at all. Like you could
They were all
only see
down.
like sticks, sticks. No,
All the lush, beautiful trees were gone.
nothing.
Did you live with your mom at this point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine going 6 months without electricity. We're so spoiled because when we have a giant snowstorm,
days.
we get 6 days and people are acting like that.
Apocalypse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the
I
fact,
know.
And the fact that we probably could have done more as a country to help you and just didn't.
It's shameful.
It's very shameful.
Mhm.
And you know what? I think that a lot of people did the best. A lot of people did the best. A lot of people helped a lot. It was just the way that things were getting there.
Yeah.
Nothing was on time. So I think it was that, but that's mostly the government. It's not the people. The people were there to help. People from these states were the people that helped my mom getting her ceiling, fixed. So
Yeah.
we cannot complain. I remember tons and tons and tons of electric companies went to Puerto Rico to fix everything because we only have one company for the whole entire island.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they went there, and I remember that from my neighborhood, my house was the last one. And for 1 second, one of the guys told me, like, it's not going to be fixed today. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, no, like, I cannot deal with this anymore. Like, I just couldn't see my mom going through it. It's like, I don't want to see her going through all this. It's just too much for her. And like from another truck, one guy came and he's like, I'm going to fix this. And he started like touching things, and I was like, what is he doing? So he's like, go here. And all of a sudden there was light again. I was like,
Wow.
So yeah, it was the hardest stuff that I like been through in life. The hardest. It was horrible.
Did Sparks and things have electricity?
No.
Oh no.
I had to lighten up the mood a little bit. There was a drag queen from Puerto Rico named Linacia Sparks, and she didn't really speak a lot of English, and she just pretty much told Julio in Spanish that I don't shut the hell up. And while we were there, I was like, your mom invited me to stay at your house. Like, I'm telling this girl who's on TV that her mom invited me to stay at her house in Puerto Rico. And then I'm like, we're going to open up a store called Sparks and Things. And so now we have this huge made up store called Sparks and Things. And that's where Julio was working when he lived in Puerto Rico.
So this is so she said that Monique doesn't ever shut up.
Yeah.
I have to meet her.
She's a hot
I
dude.
feel like we are.
He's a
kindred
gorgeous
spirits.
guy, an amazing designer, and an amazing drag queen too.
Yeah. Super entertaining person. Yeah. Didn't like me, but that's okay. Not everybody does. I'm a hard pill to swallow. There's a reason I have 3 friends.
Me, gorgeous, and precious.
Yeah, exactly. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Life's a Drag. I am here with Patty, Caitlin, and my friend Julio, who is just giving us his day-by-day Puerto Rico story about the hurricane. I don't want to get too far into it because it's very sad, and I don't want to bring up old wounds, but I just wanted to hear that story because it's very
I think there's a lot of people
sad.
here that are still very connected to that story and how badly we feel like the governments, or one versus the other, but both really messed that up for everybody, because there was so much outpouring of love that you saw everywhere and people talking about it.
Yes.
On social media, but even off social media. And it just, the end result was not acceptable.
And everything that I can say is, if you know someone who is in the island, always ask them how they are, because the thing is that there are so many families that still, are in need. So just ask them how they are doing, if they need anything. Things over there are also very expensive, which is like really weird because people will think that they are really cheap, but actually, like, a gallon of milk is almost $8.
Oh my gosh.
So
Patty's foundation is so expensive in Puerto Rico.
It's like 70.
my milk foundation would be like hundreds of dollars.
You'd have to use spoiled milk. You'd have to really make it last.
Some curdles for texture.
You can just tell people there's psoriasis.
Oh.
This curdle, it's psoriasis. Could be on that commercial with Cyndi Lauper.
I could be on the commercial with Cyndi Lauper,
Or she's like,
except I
"I
have
was
to
afraid
show
to
on
go
my
on stage."
my leg has it the worst, so I'd have to show off my leg. I just stick my leg in the air and be like, "Girls,
What's
just wanna
new?
have fun."
What's new?
I just got that. Ready? I'm putting the karma out. I'm putting the vibes out.
So for Patty's Farmers Only profile, we need a couple of Spanish quotes. Like, how do you say "I love tacos"?
Me gustan los tacos.
I feel like between the two of you, I'm going to end up with Spanish quotes that I don't know. And you're going to tell me that they mean something really cool, but they're not going to. I just want you both to know that there's Google Translate now. So I'm going to figure that out.
It doesn't work 100%.
I know.
So
We tried that.
For her profile, she requested, "I love eggplant-sized pee-pee." So how do you say that in
Oh my God,
Spanish?
Jesus. Me gusta.
Oh.
I don't even
Me
know how
gusta.
did you say eggplants in Spanish? Oh my God.
Do they not have eggplant in Puerto Rico, Julio?
No.
Oh my God, we need to ship some eggplant down there.
Seriously, after
So you
everything
guys
you've
can-
been through, you need some eggplant down there.
Yeah,
We
honestly,
have
it's so
alcapurrias.
disgusting.
Very big eggplant.
Arroz.
Oh,
Arroz.
what is that?
Arroz. Rice.
I like a rice.
Arroz.
Do
You know
put-
what I bought was
Adobo.
the 6
Adobo,
stages
yes.
of
Everything with adobo.
of Rosetta Stone. So I have it costs like $600. I got it years ago, and it's
Never
every
used it.
stage of Spanish, and I can't get past it because I'm like arroz, and it goes "Bam." Try again, arroz, "Bam." Arroz, "Bam." And I'm like, you know what? I didn't want to throw the laptop through the window, so I was like, I'm done.
I feel like it was being racist towards you.
I think so too. It's like white girl can't talk Spanish.
Like, until you get a tan, don't try. Chola.
So I'll never ever learn because I'll never tan.
I would love to learn Spanish. Just so, like, when I go get a haircut, I know what they're talking about me.
I would love to learn English.
we would like you to as well, Julio.
Julio definitely sometimes can speak a little Spanglish. Like, he
True.
definitely has, like, a broken English.
Oh my God. Believe me, at the office, I do it all the time.
I would love to work with you because I would make fun of you all day.
I
Ask Caitlin. My punching bag.
I get his tough love on the daily.
And when we're both in horrible moods, it's not cute.
We just keep going at each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes working with someone that you get along really well with can be bad. I work really well with my boss, and when we're both in bad places, we feed off each other and can send each other spinning. So sometimes it's not a good thing.
I want to see you spin. That would be awesome if you did, and you
I
like
know.
took
I
the
feel
camera
like when
down.
Joe said that earlier about wait till the camera's on before you fall down the stairs, I took that as a threat. Like he threatened me.
No, we just all want to watch it live.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I wish that would have been amazing
I
had
have
you
to look
slid
over
down
my
the stairs.
shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the best because you were having such a good day, and it would be like ruined. You were like, I would pick Patty up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm so happy," and I'm like,
I know
I'm
it was such a buzzkill because I got in the car and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, "I'm so tired and I hate everybody and I don't want to do anything."
And I had to
was
pee
like,
really
"Oh,
bad,
good.
and she
This
was
is going
like,
to be a
"Oh,
fun
yay."
show. This is
Mhm.
great."
Yeah, I know.
And he's like, "I had to go to the bathroom so bad." I'm like, "Why didn't you come in?" "I don't want to get up." Okay.
I know.
Hey, this is going to be that kind of night.
No, once the radio turns on, I'm like, oh, I get it now. I'm fine.
Mhm.
I'm good, girl.
I can't wait. Hopefully the radio will stay on all night because as soon as this turns off and I have to get back in the car with him, you know it's going to be bad.
Yeah. No, actually, once I
Just
take
buy
this
him a
face
drink.
off-
He's gonna be
Mhm.
No, once this face comes off and I can eat some dinner. Oh, I'm starving right now.
He can't go out for drinks after the show because he lives 370 hours away now.
True.
I can go
Serious. Isn't it
It's
awful?
like in the middle of the
I could
jungle.
totally go grab some
know.
food.
Not even.
Let's grab food and a drink. I could totally eat tonight. I have normal clothes, actually.
Mhm.
I am wearing a sensible cargo short.
And you're wearing sensible gray wig.
I know. You know, I was like, am I going to age tonight? I'll age beautifully.
I love that wig.
I love it, but it doesn't look good on normal nights. This is the first night I've tried it on out of like, how many radio shows have we done? I've tried it on every single week and not once has it looked right.
I love it.
And then all of a sudden today, I'm like, I put it on and I'm like, ooh,
It must be the blue.
I look
I
like
was gonna
Grandma
say-
Elsa.
The blue brings it out.
You do.
Grandma Elsa.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
So for Patty's Farmers Only profile, we need to also translate I love hot dogs.
Me encantan.
Oh, me encantan.
Los perros.
It sounds like me
I can hear Rosetta Stone going, meh.
Me encantan los perros calientes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Caliente. Doesn't that mean hot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hot dogs. Oh, yeah.
She
But the
loves
thing about Spanish
calientes.
is that the adjective is always at the end of the sentence, and that really throws me off. Yes.
That's
See, I
why
didn't
it's so
even know
hard for
that.
me to learn English because everything goes
Because,
backward.
yeah, because you learned it the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, when you started learning how to talk.
I love it when you totally have a wicked Spanglish moment. You don't even know you did it. You just like keep going, and I'm just like, I'm not letting that go by. I'm like, absolutely not. We're going to correct this right
Yeah,
now.
we're coming back to
We're
this.
coming back to this because this was amazing.
You did it on Saturday.
Did I? I don't even remember.
I don't remember what it was, but you did.
I was so drunk on Saturday, but I was like so in that mood too, where I just wanted to. I was tired. Yeah, we almost fell asleep on the way home.
Yeah.
Like we were dying. We had this huge plan to go in the hot tub, and on the way home, we're like, like just yawning so much.
I was like, let's go to
And
bed.
and when you're considering letting him drive after a show, you know that you must be pretty tired.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then also the highlight of my Saturday was Summer's Eve showed up to the
I
Plasma.
saw the picture. That's so great.
I love
Oh,
Summer.
and her blue eyeshadow. I wish she would just move back here from Minnesota
Yeah.
because she was so fun to work with.
Why is she out in Minnesota?
Her parents live there.
Oh.
I don't know if that's why she moved there, but I know her parents live out there. I think they own a tattoo parlor and a church.
That's
I think they bought a
interesting.
church and turned it into a tattoo parlor.
I love it.
Yeah. They had a tattoo parlor when they lived up here. Summer's father actually tattooed my leg.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it says I hate Patty.
That's my favorite tattoo of yours.
I know.
I mean, besides the bacon.
The bacon. I have a bacon tattoo.
You do.
Why do I have a bacon tattoo?
Because I have egg.
And when we put our feet together, they hold hands because they're friends. Yeah.
And Rob told me if I ever die, he's going to scrape it off my leg, off my foot, and get it stitched to his other
God.
foot because he can't walk around with bacon without an egg,
Yeah. And then Caitlin's going to get
which
a
is
hash
a
brown.
little morbid and slightly terrifying for me.
Yeah, Caitlin can get a hash brown. Danny can be Aunt Jemima.
No, Danny's going to be ketchup. You know he's
Oh,
going
yeah,
to be
he's gotta be
ketchup. He's
ketchup.
got to be ketchup.
Julio can be sausage.
Nice.
Are you going to be a patty or a link? That would be amazing. Like, why do you have a sausage on your foot? Like, that's even more random than bacon. An egg, like a sausage.
Just a random, yeah, because what does sausage pair up with? At least bacon and eggs. Like everyone says bacon and eggs.
Yeah, and if you don't go to like the right tattoo artist, it's going to end up looking like a turd on your leg too. You know, it won't even look like sausage; it'll just look like a poop. So you got to make sure you go to like the right person for that.
I loved the woman that did our
Tiki
when
Hot?
we went together.
Oh yeah, I don't think she comes to New Hampshire anymore.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, she moved to like another
East Wichita,
random place.
something crazy. Yeah.
Some place that nobody would ever really move to.
Mhm.
You know, like Puerto Rico. I'm just kidding.
That's why I'm here.
I would love to move to Puerto Rico. Are you kidding me? But I would be a sweaty drag queen because I'm already a sweaty hot mess.
You would be a sweaty drag queen too, and if you ever had to experience something like what they did, I mean, you go an hour being hungry and you're horrid to deal with.
I'm starving right now.
I know. going months without electricity or clean water, I couldn't even imagine being around you.
Oh my God.
No, see,
Crazy.
you know.
No, I want to go on Naked and Afraid just to see if we can do 14 days. I think me and Patty should go on Naked and Afraid as egg
He's
and
been
bacon.
trying to sell this to me as like an egg and bacon thing, like egg
Oh,
and
if
bacon.
they sent
go.
us somewhere tropical, at least we could swim until we're skinny.
You know, realize that we could both bring one thing, and we both would show up with a bottle of tequila or something like that, and we
True.
would die.
Julio would bring adobo. He'd be sprinkling it on leaves.
He's not lying.
we would make it through for 24 hours, and then we get snockered on the side of the island wherever they left us, and then we would both quit the next day.
One of us would get diarrhea.
But it would be the best 24 hours of reality TV that anyone.
The whole episode would be like minute by minute. They wouldn't be able to like cut stuff. It would be the best TV. I think we could make it if they put us somewhere that had fruit on the island. Because I think if we had fruit trees, we would be able to survive because we could eat fruit for like a week. We could
But they
mix it
don't
with
do
the
that
tequila.
though. They make you work for every piece of food that you have.
Right.
But if you could, who's going to be the one that hunts?
I love
I would
it.
see a
I
cute
will
little
totally do it.
warthog, and I'd be like, I can't kill it. Did you see its eyes? Its eyes are so cute.
That's gonna be too.
Who's the little handsome?
That's gonna be you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able
I
to kill
know.
an animal either, but like,
But
I-
there's
it's
no
instinct. I wouldn't be able to skin it. That would be the hard part for me. Like, I think I could throw a rock at it. Like,
no, see, if I found a dead animal, I could definitely skin it to live. But I don't know, because I know I'm not. I don't really need to. If it was the apocalypse, yes, I could kill an animal and I could eat it. But I don't. It'd have to be in my head that I literally couldn't do anything. But I would be like, oh, I can totally quit and go to the Four Seasons after this. Like, what am I doing here?
True.
Yeah.
See,
Why am
I
I
wouldn't wanna
going to
quit
kill
because
this
the same.
adorable warthog when I could go get room service?
see, and for me, it would be the different because I would be like, I have something to prove being here because nobody ever thinks I'm going to make it past like 6 hours. Like I would have
Well, that's
I
true.
would have that urge to just prove everybody wrong that I would literally just
And
let
when
my
you're
stomach eat
when
my
you're
body.
when you're determined to do something, you do it.
Yes.
Everything you've ever said you're going to do, you do.
Yeah.
Which is kind of irritating because it's a good quality, and I don't like talking about that stuff. But you really do. It's one of your best qualities, and I feel like you would drag me through the mud with you, literally.
I would be
if we
like,
were
get up,
on-
you're not that
Yeah.
drunk.
If they did like bacon and egg, naked and afraid, and like
With a continental breakfast.
right, or at the Liberty in Boston, we could just run around naked in the hotel room. We've done that before.
A couple of times.
That's easy.
Do you remember when we were playing virtual reality and I pulled down my pants and showed you my butt?
Remember the time we were sleeping together in St. Martin, and you literally got up, stood up, squatted down, and farted in my face?
Right into your mouth.
Yeah.
She looked hungry. I was trying to feed her.
You guys, seriously, this is my life.
I've
This
done
is
that
my
twice
life.
to her. Once on New Year's Eve, I was like, "Happy New Year!"
Yep.
Right there, and
Yeah,
then she threw up like a
I
half
think
an hour
I've seen your
later.
butt more than any guy's butt, just because you like to walk by and show me your butt.
Well, yeah, and then there was that one time you were sleeping and I snuck into your room in my tidy whities.
That was adorable, though. I have to say, you were so much younger, and you had these tiny little tidy whities on, and I woke up because I heard noise, and all of a sudden this little flouncy gay man comes running into my bed, jumps under the covers, and is like, "What?" like attacking me, and I was like, I was scared at first, and then I realized it was just
Okay.
a gay and some little tidy whities. I didn't even know gays wore tidy whities. I thought that would be offensive to gays.
I think they were like designer whitey tidies. They weren't just
Oh,
like
well, then
Hanes.
excuse
That's
me.
cute. Like you would never see me wearing Hanes, but I did love like a Calvin Klein tidy whitey.
I love how you can't even say Hanes without going Hanes.
It just sounds
Just really
hideous.
driving that
It's
point
like
home.
Fruit of the Loom. Bleh. Oh God! So we're approaching the end of the show in a couple minutes, and I just want to touch base on Pride again. Tickets are on sale at www.moniquetoosoon.com, and they're very limited, and you should get yours now so you don't miss out on the show. It is going to be spectacular. I will be spending the full day on the streets of Nashua in drag. There is talk right now with the owner of the radio station that we are going to do something live during Pride here. So at some point during the day, we'll be showing up and coming
That
live
would
on
be
you guys.
great if we could do
Yeah.
that, like right after, not right after the parade, but between the parade and the show. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, or even before it or something. Yeah, just come in here and just do a little show and invite the drag queens up like one at a time.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will talk to you guys next Friday at 8 p.m. And I want to say thank you to Julio, aka
you.
Nicole de la
Thank you.
Fontaine.
Thank you, Julio.
I'm so glad you didn't get caught by border control today.
Thank God.
And thank you to my co-host Patty Hurley,
You're welcome.
aka my #1 farmer, and Caitlin Slawinski. We'll see you guys next week. My name is Monique Too Soon, and thank you all for listening.
Bye.